Welcome everybody here from Rutgers, New Jersey, in Camden. Myself, Sam Salamone, and Chris Colman, my color guy here. Chris, tonight we're gonna see a great matchup: the Prep versus Cardinal O'Hara. And Chris, this Cardinal O'Hara team, they just got, you know, no hit by Brady Guzzi. How does this offense fare versus a star-studded guy like Chris Grasso?
Yeah, Sam. I mean, coming off of a no-hitter, it's pretty tough, obviously, mentally especially. And it won't be much easier coming on and playing against Chris Grasso, the ACC commit, one of the best pitchers in the PCL.
Both of which Guzzi and Grasso, both ACC commits as well. But Chris, I forgot to ask you how your day was going.
Yeah, Sam. Really nice day. The weather's back to really nice. Over the weekend, it was cold and rainy, but we're back. It's sunny, about 70 degrees, I think, and just a great night for baseball and this beautiful backdrop with the Ben Franklin Bridge and the Philadelphia skyline.
Yeah, almost a few minutes away until we'll see a beautiful sunset behind the bridge. But Chris, how do you think this? We talked a little bit about the Cardinal O'Hara offense. How do you think this Prep offense will fare? Not off a no-hitter, off a 2-game win streak. How do you think they'll do against Cardinal O'Hara?
Yeah, Sam. I mean, this offense all year has been really strong. We've seen a couple dips in performances, games where we've hoped to see more offensive production, and the pitching has been good, but we haven't gotten enough out of them. But I think tonight's a really good night for the bats to really heat up, and coming up a big week, obviously LaSalle on Wednesday and Malvern on Saturday. So they'll look to get into the swing of things for the upcoming games.
All right, we'll take a break here on WSGP for the opening prayer. Do not go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here on WSJP. Myself and Chris Goldman, the Prep, huddling around the mound, just about to get going here versus the Cardinal O'Hara Lions. Chris Grasso on the mound for the Prep. just about to go underway here as the freshman, Joey Thompson, up for Cardinal O'Hara. First pitch of the game is outside for a ball.
Sam, Joey Thompson batting 205 on the year, 49 plate appearances. This will be his 50th with 8 hits.
I mean, he's a stud for a freshman, right, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, you don't see many freshmen leading off on a team like this.
Second pitch to Thompson is outside. Same position as the last one. Grasso doesn't want to get behind in the count. Too behind in the count early. Next pitch is way inside. Ball 3. 3-0 for Thompson. You got to imagine he's stationary in that box, not letting anything, gonna let him swing. 3-0 in there for a strike. Kicks and he deals as that is in for a strike too.
Really nice pitch there from Grasso. We saw a lot of movement as it came towards the plate.
Full count now for Grasso. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. First K of the day for Chris Grasso. Struck out a lot versus Newman. Now into the box for O'Hara is Jack Quinn, senior. First pitch is a swing and a miss.
Sam, Jack Quinn coming into this game batting .333, one of their best hitters, and he's played in almost every game.
The next pitch in the dirt for a ball. Grasso, good stuff early, already has a K. Worked down 3-0, came back 3-2, got the swing and miss. Next pitch just catches the plate on the outside corner.
Great framework there from Iannicone. Most catchers would catch that too far outside, but he brought it back in and got the call.
Grasso trying to put his second batter of the day away. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got two.
Sam, that high outside fastball has been working well for Grasso. That's a second swing and a miss for the strikeout.
Now up for O'Hara, Connor Clark, another senior on this O'Hara team. Clark, one of their best hitters. First pitch is in there, right down the middle for a strike.
Yeah, Sam, you mentioned one of the best hitters, batting .389 this year. Leads the team in hits and runs scored. He's definitely a threat that the Prep will have to watch out for.
Fouled back towards us. Hits the net in front of us. Now Grasso up 0-2 early. Maybe could strike out the side here. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck out the side here in the top of the first inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first for St. Joe's Prep. Now, Chris, these O'Hara batters kind of getting signs of Guzzy early from Chris Grasso, striking out the side. Do you think he's going to continue striking out, or you think he's going to get more balls in play, let the defense work?
Yeah, Sam, I mean, like you mentioned, looking like Guzzy out there, coming off of a tough game for the hitters psychologically, it'll be hard to get back into it. And right there we saw even Grasso goes down early in that first at-bat in a 3-0 count and comes right back. And just great signs to see batters swinging at his pitches, and he's just blowing them right by him. So I bet we'll see a lot more of him going through with strikeouts like that.
I mean, he struck out the three guys, on the basically the same pitch, breaking ball away. And all of them are kind of half swings that the O'Hara batters when they're already over the plate, we're like, I shouldn't have swung at that. So great job by Grasso just deceiving these hitters.
Yeah, Sam, and I think it just really shows how much movement he's getting on these pitches where batters are initially thinking, I'm swinging at this, and then they pull out at the last second but can't check their swinging time. And like you said, three strikeouts swinging. Can't ask for a much better start for Grasso.
The bottom half of the first inning start in just a few moments. Now warming up on the mound for the Lions is Jack Quinn, the senior. Struck out to Chris Grasso already today. Leading off for the Prep is Emilio Iannacone. In the 2-hole, Patty Vezza playing right field today. And then in the 3-hole, we have the pitcher / DH Chris Grasso.
Sam, you mentioned Jack Quinn on the mound today for Cardinal O'Hara, and he's committed to Scranton for both basketball and baseball. You don't see that a lot. 2 sport athletes committed in college.
We have a guy on the Prep team committed to Scranton as well. Brendan Martin for swimming. He just had his signing day today. A couple other guys like Will Lesovitz signed for basketball. Kyle Allman signed for football. Now the first pitch of the bottom of the first is right down the middle for a strike.
Sam, Iannacone is one of the best leadoff hitters in the PCL, coming in batting .436, and you don't see many catchers leading off, but Iannacone has been so good at making contact and getting on base early.
That one hit to right field, coming on, and he makes a grab. Like you said, Chris, Emilio Iannacone just jumping early on top of Quinn. Tried to maybe get something going here in the first. Already 1 out. Now Patty Vezza steps in. Pitches outside for a ball. Vezza, another great, very disciplined hitter. You know, a lot of these guys on the Prep are very disciplined. Prep team has not striking out much. Excuse me. That pitches outside for a ball.
Yeah, Sam, like you said, just great showing of discipline here from Vezza, and he's been another really strong hitter for the Prep this year. Always been in that two slot in the lineup.
And now Vezza, we'll see a 3-0. Like I said, in the top of the frame, that you would have to be just taken all the way here. The 3-0 to Vezza. It's right down the middle for a strike. Vezza disciplined but also very patient. He will work you in the count. I think that's one of his most redeeming qualities as a hitter, is that he'll drive you deep into the games. So the next pitch is right down the middle for a strike.
Really nice breaking ball there from Quinn, just getting it in the zone, and he's back in this count.
Now full count for Vezza. Quinn kicks and deals. Outside, ball 4. Now Chris Grasso steps in with a man on first.
Sam, you talk about discipline. I mean, Patty Vezza right there didn't swing at a single pitch. Saw 7 pitches, didn't swing at 1.
I mean, that's how you got to do it versus these pitchers. I mean, these high school pitchers, they're, I don't want to say undisciplined, but once they really get down in the count, they really, just want to pump strikes. So they're throwing it right down the middle. That's where most of these, good high school hitters get these guys. That's how they get all those flashy home runs and RBIs, is because they're waiting and they're making the pitchers pitch to them. First pitch to Grasso. Drop down low for a ball.
Grasso, one of the best power hitters on this prep lineup. We've seen him all year in the 3 slot, hitting lots of deep balls. He's got 3 triples on the year. He leads the prep.
Throw back to first, not in time. But, Grasso, he's also used his legs a lot this year to steal bases. Last year, only 1 or 2 stolen bases. So it's a great job by Grasso. Just utilize all his abilities. See fans at that one for strike 1. Quinn, the look back to first. Throwback. Close one, but not in time. It's also another thing we've seen a lot from, runners on first for the prep. A lot of throwovers. Next pitch to Grasso is outside for a ball.
Yeah, Sam, lots of teams must be doing good research because the pickoff attempts in every game this year have been very high. And prep runners, prep base runners, they're ready to go. They're ready to steal second. We've seen guys steal home on the double steal, so pitchers have to be aware.
Next pitch to Grasso is in for a strike. 2-2 count now. But going back to that Holy Ghost prep game, at Holy Ghost prep, myself and Ryan Sullivan on the call for that one, it felt like every other pitcher was a throwback to first base. And it was kind of just getting tiring. But, I guess it's needed because this prep team will steal on you at almost any moment. Grasso will take a timeout.
Really lengthy at bat here, Sam. Like you said, all these pickoffs, called time a couple of times. We're really getting into the mind games between Grasso and Quinn.
2-2 is strike 3. Foul tip. That'll be 2 away in the inning. I don't think that hit the bat, but no, that's why I'm not an umpire. Now steps in. The box is Will Ward in the cleanup spot. Big lefty, already 2 homers on the year. Outside of the park home runs. We do not see many of those in high school.
Yeah, Sam, 2 home runs. One of them at LaSalle, a Division I college stadium where me and you were on the call against Roman, and he hit an absolute moonshot to right center.
Yeah, hit one against Archbishop Ryan. The prep took that one 7-0. As Vezza goes from first to throw down second, it's it's safe. What a swim move by Patty Vezza. A beautiful throw. But a wonderful swim move. Couldn't really see it from Quinn, but that was incredible. Sort of a pitch going out to Quinn just to calm him down a little bit. That usually happens when, your team thinks a call should go one way and you go another. You just have to calm the pitcher down. Calm really everybody on the infield down. Next pitch is inside for a ball. One award. Quinn looks back to second. He deals. Ball outside, just on the outside, off the outside corner for a ball.
Yeah, Sam, just missed there. Maybe a little high, maybe a little outside, but I thought that was the pitch.
I think so did Quinn as well. Now the 2-1. It drops in there for a ball. Or strike, excuse me. Strikes. It's 2-2 now to Ward. I mean, that breaking ball had so much movement on there, Chris. 2-2 is outside corner, strike 3. Ward goes down looking. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Quinn. The Prep leave a man in scoring position. We will go to the top of the second inning in just a few moments here on WSJP. Do not go anywhere. Back here on WSJP. Second inning, just about to get started in a few moments. Grasso struck out the side in the first. Great outing so far for him. So now in the box for the Lions is Nate Everett. His first pitch is a nasty breaking ball right down the middle for a strike.
Yeah, Sam Grasso will look to repeat just an outstanding first inning against this middle of the order for Cardinal O'Hara.
0-1 is low and away in the dirt. I mean, going back to that first pitch, that breaking ball, Everett kind of backed out of the plate because I was, thought it was coming at him, but just cut inside. As that one is lifted deep to left. Matthews under it, and he makes a grab. One away here in the top half of the second. Now another freshman into the box for Cardinal O'Hara. Jason Gianvosh. We're trying to figure out the name here, but first pitch by Grasso is outside, low and away.
Yeah, Sam Gembosh behind the plate here tonight, and he's been a really good hitter, especially for a freshman, batting .304 on the year, 27 plate appearances.
Second pitch is a ball inside. Thought that just hit the inside part of the plate, but rode inside a little bit longer. Now the 2-0 is low and away for a ball. 3-0 count to Wenich. Now Grasso, the 3-0. Ball 4 outside. O'Hara, their first base runner of the day.
Great discipline there from Gnievash for the walk, 4 balls, and just a good job. Some of those pretty close. That third ball just missed on the bottom of the zone.
Looks like O'Hara's getting a complimentary runner out there on first base. It'll be Dominic DiPietro to run. Now into the box for Cardinal O'Hara is Vinny Mancini. Grasso, first pitch. Down the middle for a strike.
Sam Mancini coming in, batting .341 as in his sophomore season. can't ask for much more from a second-year player.
He's absolutely doing fantastic, as you said, for a sophomore. Now the next pitch is up high, ball one. I mean, this is one of the things that O'Hara should be, noticing is that Grasso, once he goes deep into games, usually the fifth, sixth inning, he starts to maybe lose his touch a little bit, lose his spin on the ball. As the next one, bouncer, right to Sittler. He'll take it at shortstop, throw to first, dug out by Ward, but it goes underneath his glove. So a 6 unassisted putout for Sittler. A fielder's choice for Mancini. No, one thing I do want to point out, Chris, is Cardinal O'Hara's walk-up songs in an away stadium. You normally don't see that.
Yeah,
But
Sam, definitely bringing the vibes out to Rutgers Camden. They're coming in very excited, coming off of a win.
now up to the plate for O'Hara is Colin Thomas. His first pitch is in for a strike.
Colin Thomas, another sophomore, batting .258 on the year. Looking to keep that average up.
It's that one. Bit about too high of a release point for Grasso, low and away in the dirt. Grasso looks back to first. Likes what he's got. Throw home is a line drive through the hole. And that one thrown in. Runners at the corners now with two away.
Great contact there from Thomas. We saw Sittler a little bit shifted into the middle of the infield, but great contact to just get through that gap and kind of right between left and center for the first hit of the game.
Now batting for Cardinal O'Hara is Jake Stierwalt. First pitch of him above his head, almost hit him. Great job by him evading that pitch. Throw back to first, and Ward dropped the ball. So, looked like he got him, but just a throw. A bit too low out of the glove of Ward. So he'll stay over there at first. The pitch is popped up. Right field side. Patty Veza under it, makes a grab, and we will go to the second half of the second inning. Chris Grasso a bit shaky in that inning. Got one walk and a hit. Kind of put himself into a bad situation. How do you think, his mindset going into that runners on the corners, 2 outs, what do you think he was, really thinking?
Yeah, Sam, I mean, we've seen Chris Grasso overcome harder situations, no doubt. I mean, even in the first inning, he goes down 3-0 in the count. His first 3 pitches, balls that miss pretty marginally. So we've seen him come back there. And even in that inning, he doesn't get that double play ball, which he probably expects he'll get. He gives up the hit, but then a great at-bat there to finish off the inning.
I mean, Sittler, probably could have made the play, but, probably would have been tough to get the runner at first. It was very, very speedy, booking it up the line. So just great job by Sittler to get the unassisted out at second base.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit of confusion between Sittler and Locker on whether Sittler would flip it to Locker for the 6-4-3 or take it on his own. But he decided to go alone. I think it was the right decision. He probably just had a little too much momentum going into the bag and then making the throw to first. It came in a little low, and Ward couldn't dig it out.
Almost set to go here in the bottom of the first. Jack Keenan set to lead us off. Keenan, a very solid hitter for the Prep. Keenan looking to get on base with, what I would like him to do is hit one, pull one in the gap, get a double, hopefully. This is a college stadium, so a little bigger than high school stadiums.
Yeah, Sam, we were mentioning deep center is probably about 400 feet, but if you pull it down the left field line, you might have something.
First pitch to Keenan is low. It's in the dirt, excuse me. The 1-0. Beautiful breaking ball in there for strike one. I mean, that one, look at 12-6. Went from 12 to 6. That was beautiful. So the next pitch is foul. Hit second base side, under it, makes the grab. Almost thought that was foul. Maybe the wind kept it in a little bit there. Wind at our backs right now from behind home plate.
Yeah, Sam, off the bat, he just hit it with the end of the bat, and it looked like it'd go foul off to the right, but stayed in play. Like you said, the wind playing a little bit of an effect here. We're by the water, obviously, a little windy, a little bit cooler, but works out for Quinn and Cardinal O'Hara.
Now Danny Matthews steps into the box versus Quinn. So that pitch is way outside for a ball. The next pitch is almost same spot. 2-0 now to Matthews.
Yeah, Sam, we might see Quinn, slow his release down here a little bit, slow down overall, and just look to find his control again after missing on the same pitch twice, clearly looking for that outside corner.
Batter calls time. Matthews a speedy runner. If I'm O'Hara, I do not want him on the base path. It's outside 3-0. No, Chris, I don't know if you picked up on it, but I have. Is that these lefties that Quinn is facing, he has thrown them three straight balls in the opposite batter's box. So that pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, like you said, 3 straight balls, and clearly right there, that was the pitch he's been looking for. Just clip the outside of the zone. That one, a little bit of a tough call, I think, for the prep.
Now, next pitch is outside ball 4. Johnny Sittler now up for the prep. Prep have already left a runner in scoring position this game in the first inning. It was Patty Vez at second base after his stolen bag. Timeout called. Sittler getting the signs from the third base coach. Now looks that he's ready to go. Quinn throws back to first. Not in time. Pitch to Sittler is in the dirt for ball 1.
Great work there from Ginovash to keep that in the dirt and not let it pass him because, like you said, Matthews a real threat on the bases. He would definitely be looking to advance.
The next pitch, Sittler shows bunt. Runner advances to second. And I thought personally that hit him, but 2 inside, Sittler pulled back the bunt, 2-0. Runner advanced to second on a pass ball.
Yeah, Sam, it was hard to tell if it hit his bat or if it hit him, but he pulled out just in time to allow that ball past him, and it allowed for Matthews to advance to second.
Now the prep with a runner in scoring position. Sittler wants time, and the umpire will give it to him. Maybe saw that versus Newman Goretti. There's a lot of prep batters that wanted time but were not rewarded, maybe not ready for the pitch. and not awarded. Now, next pitch to Sittler is in there for a strike.
Yeah, Sam, that Newman-Goretti game, not a game that prep batters will want to remember. A lot of tough calls behind the plate, as well as just not a great day offensively.
Prep's only loss in the PCL this season. I mean, they would love to have that one back. LaSalle on Wednesday. Now, that's pass. And no throw over to third base. Matthews will be at third, advancing on a pass ball.
Yes, and we saw Matthews kind of hesitate there, but he clearly thought that ball was outside of the vicinity of the catcher enough that he could advance, and it works out. And we're clearly seeing that Quinn's starting to have a little bit of control issues. We saw it against Matthews, and now again here, 2 pass balls, wild pitches in this at-bat.
Now that hit Sittler, nailed him in the back. So the Prep will have runners on the corners with 1 away. If I'm Cardinal O'Hara here, I'm looking for a ground ball, try and get a double play to get out of the inning. So there we talk on the mound. We'll take a break here on WSJP. Do not go anywhere. We are back here on WSGP after the Cardinal O'Hara mound visit. David Locker now up to the dish for the Prep. Runners at the corners. Locker shows bunt as that breaking ball just hits the inside part of the plate for a strike.
Yeah, Sam, you know, we saw Arespi starting the year for most of the games at second base, and then Locker swung the bat really well against Germantown Academy, and now we see him starting at second base pretty much every game since then. And he's been a real threat, especially up the middle on singles, and that's all it'll take here to score Matthews.
Runner goes from first. Locker pulls it on the ground foul. But as you said, Chris, Locker moving to catcher to second base. Still probably be a backup catcher as well, but you know, hard for a guy to really just adjust to a new position. I really don't know his background, so I don't know if he's played second base, you know, in middle school or you know maybe as a freshman. But you know he's doing really well over there. The pitch to him is fouled way down the right field line.
Sam, 2 pitches ago we saw Sittler go, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was an attempt at that double steal that we've seen the Prep execute multiple times this year, and maybe a little bit of a miscommunication between Muth, Sittler, and Locker. Muth, Sittler, and Locker, but unclear what they were trying to do there.
Next pitch to Locker is pulled up left field. Runner tags at third, and that'll be out of play. But, you know, Locker, you know, trying to execute that hit and run when Sittler went to first. Just a bit too early on it. If he did pull it down the third base line and he got around the third baseman, that would have scored Johnny Sittler, and the Prep would be up 2-0. Now Locker down in the count, 0-2. Wants time. Up, not giving it to him. Now the pitch. Runner goes from first. Bouncer to third base. Throw to first. The runner will score The Prep take the lead 1-0 here in the bottom half of the second.
Yeah, Sam, and great work there from Sittler to get moving before the pitch came in to prevent the double play, which could have been trouble as that was a ground ball to the shortstop. But 6-3 on the putout for Cardinal O'Hara for the second half.
It's 5-3 the third baseman mid-play, Chris. No, you're right. You're right. It was a very high chopper for him. Tough play. Would not have even attempted to throw to home. If he did, runner would have completely been safe at first. But an RBI for David Locker. Now Van Deen swings this one. Another high chopper over to third base. The throw to first, low, but that'll end the inning. The Prep do get one on the David Locker fielder's choice. And going to the top of the third, we will be right back here on WSJP. Don't go anywhere. We are back here on WSJP. Now up for Cardinal O'Hara, Sean Vaughn for the Lions. Keenan into the grass at third base, looking for a sac bunt. Muth calls the infield halfway as that pitch is outside for a ball. Pitch to Vaughn, swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch by Grasso. Kind of a breaking pitch inside to Vaughn as the next pitch is another swing and a miss. Vaughn just up there swinging.
Yeah, Sam, it looks like he found his pitch. It worked the first time. He runs back with it, and it works again.
Now the 1-2. Ball outside, just missed the outside part of the plate.
Sam, he's liking the off-speed pitches to finish off batters. We saw it in the first inning, and I think he might be looking for it again here.
The 2-2. Way outside for ball 3. Vaughn now worked the full count after being down 1-2 early. The blink of an eye. Next pitch. Chopper, third base side. That'll be a fair ball. Foul ball, excuse me. Kind of looked like Keenan touched it in fair play. But maybe the umpire called it foul before Jack Keenan made the play. So Vaughn will have to go back to the batter's box.
Yeah, Sam, I think a little unlucky there for Vaughn. It looked a lot to me like that ball was in play. Keenan tried to go for it, just missed with the edge of the glove, and got the lucky call, though. So we'll see if Grasso can.
That would have been Vaughn's third hit of the year. Now the full count is a foul right over the St. Joe's Prep dugout. Full count to Vaughn after fouling off the last 2 pitches. He deals outside ball 4. Second walk issued by Grosso today.
Yeah, Sam, just unlucky there. Missed on the outside corner by a little bit, but we've seen Grosso overcome these deficits to start the inning with base runners, so we'll see how he can work back here as he gets to the top of the Cardinal O'Hara lineup.
As you said, back to the top. Thompson struck out in the first inning. Now Grosso, runner on first, no away. Batter shows bunt outside, and that'll be a 1-0 count.
Sam, as we mentioned earlier, Thompson, a freshman in this lineup, and multiple freshmen in this starting lineup for Cardinal O'Hara. You got to think that the future's bright.
Future also bright for this St. Joe's prep team. Shows bunt again, and it'll be foul. I mean, if that one bounced one more time in front of the plate, that would have been maybe the best bunt anybody could really get. Really great job by Thompson getting the bunt down. But now it's a 1-1. Usually don't see guys try and bunt with a strike on them. So looking to see what Thompson does here. Grosso looks back at first. The runner goes. Pitch outside. And he is way safe at first base. Now O'Hara have a runner in scoring position with no outs.
Sam, we saw Vaughn get a great jump there, and just not possible for Iannacone to gun him down.
Vaughn, kind of short. A little short for a senior. So fell short guy myself. Can't really say anything as that pitch to Grosso's outside. 3-1 now. Hitter's count for Thompson. Grosso looks back to second. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Third full count of the game for Chris Grosso. Struck out 1, walked another. Full count to Thompson. Ball outside. Second walk issued in the inning. Still no outs. 2 men on for the Lions. Starting pitcher for this Cardinal O'Hara team, Quinn. Great walk-up song. That is a jam right there.
Yeah, you don't see many teams bring their own speaker to an away game and play walk-up music. The prep definitely doesn't, but Cardinal O'Hara really bringing the vibes.
Quinn showed bunt, fouled it back. But it's working for him so far. Got these guys disciplined at the plate. Three walks already for the Lions. Quinn looking to add to that list. Both corners in for the prep. Both runners go. Throw down to third. It's a beauty. He is out at third base. 1 out in the inning. A beautiful throw by Emilio Iannacone. Runner out at third base. Beautiful throw by Iannacone down to third base. Keenan perfect positioning on that one as Grosso deals, as that one just misses for a ball. Grosso down in the count 2-1. Pitch is hit to center. Van Dien underneath. Runner tags from second, but he'll just fake it and go back. 2 outs in the inning now for the Prep. Great job by Grosso. 2 guys on to now 1 guy up. 1 guy on, excuse me, with 2 away.
Sam, that was almost trouble for O'Hara. That throw came back in, kind of a half go there from second, kind of ended up between second and third and nearly out at second.
Now Clark up for the Lions. That first pitch waves strike 1. Grosso the pitch. Swings and misses again. Great job by Iannico to block that one. Grosso up 0-2. Wouldn't really be surprised to see the runner go to third with 2 strikes, trying to make something happen. Grosso likes his pitch. Looks a second. He deals. Pop back foul. And the track behind us. I mean, if I had my glove, I would go right out to catch that, Chris.
Yeah, Sam, I know you've got wheels, so you would have been there making the diving catch.
Right about that one, Chris. Still an 0-2 count. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Grosso gets out of the inning. Grosso's 4th K of the day. And we will go to the top of the 4th. Excuse me, the bottom of the 3rd. Got too ahead of myself there, Chris. But, great job by Grosso. He got many guys on base, got out of it.
Yeah, Sam, I said it earlier and I'll say it again. Grosso's really good at, he does go down. He has that deficit, runner on first, whatever it may be, but he's done a really good job coming back and not really having it get in his head.
Another thing I also want to point out is that throw down to third base by Emilio Iannico. He had the batter in his throwing lane, just got the throw around him, a beautiful throw down to third to get the runner, because that in my mind ended the inning. Even though it was the first out, that kind of got rid of all the momentum that the Lions had.
Yeah, totally. I mean, with runners on first and second, we saw the double steal, and Iannico just did a great job seeing it right through the moment the runner left the base. He was all over it, and a great throw down to third.
Now, in just a few moments, Emilio Iannico will step in. Prep no hits so far today. And personally, I believe that Emilio Iannico will change that right now. He's been almost the king of singles in the front in the leadoff spot. He's been a great, solid hitter all year for the Prep.
Yeah, Sam. I mean, the Prep just doing things efficiently. 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and an RBI ground out. So getting them the lead, and they'll look to extend it here.
First pitch to Iannico is right at the knees for a strike. Next pitch is ripped right at the second baseman. Good pick. Throw over to first in time. That one kind of hit the second part of the bat from Iannico.
Yeah, really great pick there from Conwell, Egan, Joey Thompson, just to make the play, and a nice throw down to first as well.
Me as a fellow second baseman myself, that was a great. Usually those hops will eat you up, but that was a great job by Thompson, keeping his feet set, making a clean throw. Now Veza, outside for a ball. I think that's the 5th ball that Veza has seen that was in the opposing batter's box. And the next one is in there for a strike.
Yeah, Sam, that one again looked outside, and Veza has now seen 9 pitches, I believe, and he still hasn't swung at one.
And that changes right there as Thompson slides and can't get it. Single up the middle for Patty Vezza, the Prep's first hit of the game. Now up is Chris Grasso, the starting pitcher for the Prep today. Like you said, Chris, great job by Patty Vezza just to be really patient and slap that one up the middle for a base knock. Now Grasso chopper over to third. Field on one hop. Throw down. Picked. And Grasso is out at first base. But Vezza moves into scoring position with 2 outs.
Yeah, Sam, we see another high chopper down the third base line. Another really nice play at third base, but I thought Grasso nearly ran that one out. It was pretty close from my view.
Like I said earlier in the game, he's been using his wheels a lot like that all year. First pitch to Ward is in there for a strike. Quinn looks back to second. The throw home is out high and away for a ball. The 1-1 to Ward. Pitch outside corner for a strike. Ward knows he missed that one. No, that's kind of outside part of the plate. Inside part of the plate is where Ward, middle in, middle out is really where Ward's sweet spots are. And now the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Quinn gets out of the inning. Runner stranded in scoring position. And that'll do it here for the third inning. We'll be back here on WSJP. Do not go anywhere. We're back here on WSJP. Top half of the fourth, about to get started. Chris Grasso might have lost it maybe a little bit in the end of the top of the third. Great job to bounce back and to get out of that inning. Now the first pitch to Everett is a fans at one for strike one.
Sam, Everett's still looking for his first extra base hit of the year, and we saw him kind of swinging for the fences there, definitely losing a bit of control at the plate.
The 0-1 is in there for a strike. Everett, I think if he would have swung at that, he probably would have ripped it opposite field. But great job by Grasso to just blow it by him. Now the 0-2. Fouled back. Close to the street. I don't know where that ball landed, but
Kind of looked like it never fell.
yeah, might have hit the netting. Anyway, The 0-2. Ball at the bottom of the zone for first ball that Everett has seen. Now called strike 3 on the outside corner. Grasso's 5th K of the day.
Great work from Grasso there. Found the outside corner on multiple pitches in that at bat, and a little unlucky. I thought that ball call could have been strike 3, but great work from him to work back and not let it affect him.
Now the first pitch, bouncing ball over to first. Grasso covers the base, and that'll be 2 away in the inning. Jumping all over that first pitch, high and inside. Maybe looked like Locker could have made the play, but great job by Ward calling him off. Great job by Grasso getting over there in time to cover the plate.
Yeah, a bit of weird contact there from Ganevash, and just great work from the first, second, and pitcher to all work it out and get the out.
Yeah, a little bit of weird spin on it as first pitch is in there for a strike. But as I was saying, a little bit of weird spin. It kind of like it spun away from Ward. Switched up on the last second. Great job by him to make that play. Bouncer over to the first base side. It'll go foul. Now quick 0-2 to Mancini.
Sam, it kind of looked like the ball landed right on the line, which would have made it fair. And I would have thought Ward would have wanted to play that and get the easy out, but we'll see if Grasso can put away Mancini right here.
The 0-2. Foul tip. Strike 3. Grasso strikes out 2 in the inning. A quick top of the 4th for the Prep. Now Chris Grasso having a very good 4th inning compared to his 3rd inning.
Yeah, Sam, and we've seen the 4th inning this season has been a place where Grasso has started to struggle, maybe begin to lose a little bit of control. But a really great, efficient inning right there. 2 strikeouts, a really quick ground out for Ganevash. So great work from Grasso, and we'll see how he'll come out in the 5th.
Yeah, I'm really impressed at how he bounced back. No, Mancini barely got a tip on that last one. Would have been an out anyway, even if he missed it. But it was a beautiful pitch. Great job by Iannico to hold on to a foul tip. Now we'll get underway in the second half of the 4th in just a few moments. Jack Keenan will lead it off for the Prep.
Sam, it must be said, Quinn has done a great job today for O'Hara, keeping these St. Joe's Prep batters off the base path. He's only surrendered 1 hit, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch. And really, you can't ask for much more from your starting pitcher, especially against a lineup as star-studded as St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, like you said, I'm really impressed with Quinn today. If I'm a Cardinal O'Hara fan, I'm looking for him to go 5 innings, maybe 6, hopefully 7 if you're a fan of the Lions. But now, stepping into the box for the Prep is Jack Keenan. Had to ground out his last time up. Now the first pitch is in there for a strike.
Great breaking ball there from Quinn, just catching the bottom of the zone.
Now bouncer for a ball. Wow, I thought that would be a strike a little bit, maybe. It's a joke, of course. You're supposed to laugh, Chris.
There you go. You got your pity laugh.
The 1-1 to Keenan is way inside for a ball. Keenan sticks his tongue out to the dugout. Dugout screaming, wear it, but great job by Keenan to avoid that. Quinn deals. Bouncer up the middle. Thompson slides, and it kicks off his foot. Keenan beat that out. And Chris, if Thompson doesn't slide there, maybe he makes a play, gets the throw to first, gets the out. But, great job by Keenan. Kind of a slow roller up the middle. Needed both middle infielders to go after the ball. Great job. Great speed running up the line.
Yeah, Sam, I mean, when you talk about a ball up the middle, it doesn't get much more middle than that. I thought it was going to hit the second base bag. Thompson nearly made the play. Great work from him.
Now Danny Matthews up to the plate. Shows bunt. Low and inside at the ankles for ball one. But Matthews already worked the walk his first time up. Saw 4 straight balls in the opposite batter's box. Excuse me. Now shows bunt again. Offers at it, fouls it off. It'll be a 1-1 count.
Yes, Sam. I doubt we'll see another bunt here, but great work from him. He nearly laid that down right down the third base line.
Yeah, if he straightens that out a little bit, that'll be a beautiful bunt. Third baseman not in that much. Throw back to first. Just got back to the base. Great job by Keenan to avoid that tag. Throwback hits Keenan. I mean, what I noticed is Quinn, every time he throws back to first, he looks at second first. He looks at second base even though there's nobody on it.
Yeah, Sam, I think he's just trying to, catch with his peripheral vision maybe a view of where Keenan is.
That one's fouled back towards us. It'll be 1-2, but if I'm the St. Joe's Prep dugout, I'm saying every time he looks back and there's nobody on second base, I'm going back close to the base at first base so I don't get picked off.
Yeah, and Keenan got a little lucky there. I think he didn't get the best jump back to the bag, and he was lucky for Quinn to hit him on the leg because I don't think it was going to end well for him.
Batter calls time. Matthews down in the count 1-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Quinn's got another K. Now 1 away in the inning. Johnny Sittler up for St. Joe's Prep. If I'm O'Hara, I'm looking for another ground ball double play. Bouncer double play. That'll be probably the most likely double play if it's a ground ball. But Sittler got hit by a pitch. His last at back. Throw back to first. He is safe. I mean, Keenan just getting back to the base on some of these.
Yeah, Sam, I don't know. To me, that looked like the one. I thought he might have been out, but good work to get back to the base.
First pitch of Sittler is in there for a strike. That was a great pitch by Quinn. Just hit low and away corner. Sittler really can't do anything with that pitch. It was dotted. Now rips one, second base side. Thompson flips to second, throw to first. And Sittler will beat it out. So that'll be a fielder's choice for Johnny Sittler. I mean, that was a great play by Thompson to flip that out of the glove.
Yeah, Sam, I mean, it was a beautiful flip from Thompson to Clark, and the throw to first, that was a close one. I mean, Sittler did a great job to get down the line and keep this inning alive for the Prep.
Now, producer Ryan Sullivan believes that was a tie, so tie always goes to the runner. Quinn the pitch. Runner goes from first. Swing and a miss. Throws a beauty. And I don't know what happened, but interference. Catcher's interference. Batter's interference. Excuse me. Thank you for catching me on that, Chris. And that will end the fourth inning. The Prep leave a man on base. And We will take a break here on WSJP. Do not go anywhere. Back here on WSJP. Thomas in for O'Hara. Top of the fourth was a quick one for Grosso. 2 Ks in the inning. His first pitch is in there for a strike. Iannico dropped the ball. Closed the glove a bit too early on that one. And we saw in the New England game, the ball got stuck in his glove. David Locker have to give him his catcher's mitt. Now the 0-1. Hit him. Ooh. Right on the wrist. That one's going to sting. We'll take a short break here on WSJP. We are back here on WSJP after the hit by pitch. That one pretty gnarly on Thomas. He is good, though, over at first base. Now Steigerwald in for the Lions. First pitch is a swing and a miss. Throwback to first from Iannico, not in time.
Iannico really keeping Thomas on his feet at first after getting hit by that pitch. Ward just in an unfortunate position to catch that ball and try to apply the tag.
Grosso, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fans at that one. Beautiful breaking ball by Grosso. Grasso throws. Iannacone looked like he wanted a snapback throw, but dropped the ball. I think that kind of led the umpire to believe that was a ball because that looked pretty good from up here. Behind home plate.
Yes, and we see it again. I mean, we saw it earlier in the at-bat against Thomas, and now again, just Iannacone just getting a little excited and trying to catch that ball before it reaches his glove.
Now the 1-2. Chopper, third base side. It just goes foul. Keenan wouldn't have had to play any base. Would have been a base hit for Stiegerwald. Stiegerwald, the only player on the team with a home run for Cardinal O'Hara. So you don't want to leave one hanging over the plate to him, as that's a 1-2. Bouncer first base side. Throw down to second. Sittler can't hold on. So it'll be advanced on an E3 from Ward.
Sam, definitely a miscommunication there. I think Sittler didn't expect Ward to throw down to him, but rather go for the force out at first, and that just led to the base not being covered and the error on Ward.
Now Vaughn steps to the plate for the prep. Walked his last time up. Grasso steps off the mound, calls time. Iannacone will go out to talk to him, try and calm him down. But the corners are in for the prep. Don't want a sacrifice bunt of any kind. Very dangerous position here. Lions looking to pounce.
Yeah, and Grasso will just look to weather the storm a bit here, Sam, as, you know, Cardinal O'Hara's, their bench is really getting into it. Some would say that the boys are buzzing.
Great job. Mark Jameson requested that one, our cameraman. Grasso looks back to second. Vaughn shows bunts. Runner halfway. Iannacone looks like he's waving off Locker covering at second base.
Kind of seemed like Vaughn went there. Didn't pull out of the bunt, but
Big lead off second. The bunt caught out of the air by Keenan. No throw to second or first, but the first out of the inning. A great job by Jack Keenan. A diving play coming in at third base. What a play.
great cover there from Keenan, coming all the way in, sensed the bunt, and read it all the way through.
Now Thompson up again for O'Hara. Grasso looks back to second. The pitch. Low and in for a ball. Thomas, a huge lead off of second base. I think that's what Iannacone, called off earlier, to not try and, throw back. Because the lead is so big, if you throw back, runner will just go to third. Now the pitch. In there for strike one. Grasso doing well so far tonight. The 1-1. Fouled back towards us. It'll be a 1-2 count. Now, Chris, I also want to mention the bridge in front of us and the city, the skyline, is all lit up orange for our Philadelphia Flyers. Currently losing 2-1 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. But, you know what? I believe in the boys that they're going to do it.
Yeah, Sam, a really exciting time in Philly right now. The Flyers kind of came out of nowhere and just having a great season.
Fouled up third base line. Keenan can't get to that one, though. That one hit right. I know Thompson's hands hurt on that one. That was close to the knuckles. Just fought that one off. Keenan halfway at third base. Grosso looks back to second. The throw. Swing and a miss. Another K for Chris Grosso. His 6th of the day. 7th, excuse me. Throwing so many strikeouts. Has so many strikeouts, can't even keep up. That's how good of a player he is. Now Jack Quinn, the starting pitcher for the Lions, is up. Grosso looks back to second. Throw, swing, and a miss. Locker almost standing right on top of the base at second. Batter calls time. I mean, Locker, you usually see swing and a miss. Hold that thought for a second, but no, Locker, you'll usually see the second baseman cover when a right-handed hitter is up, but they must have something on Quinn. They'll hit it the opposite way, so Locker is in the normal second base position as Sittler is going in on Thomas. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Grosso ends the inning with his 8K. Great inning by Chris Grosso to get out of that. And the prep will come up in the bottom of the first. Grosso has just been incredible so far today. Getting out of jams. Just a great job by him. What have you seen today from him?
Yeah, Sam, he's really just overcoming everything here, and it doesn't really matter what he has to deal with. He's found a way to get out of it, and he's done a great job again there. Went down early with the hit by pitch, but worked his way back and got 2 strikeouts.
I also want to, ask you how do you think this prep team, only up 1-0, it's the 5th inning. This prep team, they beat a team 27-0. So you know they can hit, right? So if I'm the hitting coach, what am I saying to these guys right now?
Yeah, Sam, I think Quinn has pitched really well today for O'Hara, but you definitely want to see the bats get more involved. We really haven't seen much contact just in general. We've seen some groundouts. We've seen 2 singles, a couple walks, but really just it's time to get involved. No lead is safe. They're only up 1-0, and really anything can happen. So we'll really look to see these prep batters get back into it, starting off with George Van Deen.
Van Deen up. Only 1 at-bat on the day. Had a walk early in this game. Grounded out, excuse me. A walk and he grounded out because he only has 1 at-bat. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the rest of the list had 2. I'm so sorry. I fought on that one, but Van Deen steps in. If I'm Van Deen, I'm looking to rip this one into the gap. Try and get men on base early. Quinn looking for his 5th inning of work. First pitch of the bottom half of the 5th is low and in for a ball. Now the 1-0. Past the catcher for ball 2. Look at Emilio Iannicone being a man for him with others, handing the ball to the umpire from the on-deck circle. 2-0. Beautiful breaking ball. Just drops in there for strike one.
Yeah, Sam, you said it. I mean, really nice pitch there and just dropped right into Navash's glove.
Now hits off the mask of Navash. 3-1 counts. Hitters count for Van Deen. Van Deen, one of those guys, can absolutely rip one if he needs to. The 3-1. Ball outside. Van Deen takes a walk. Now, Emilio Iannicone steps up to the dish. Hands the umpire another ball. Wow. Great job by him. They're just helping out this ump.
What a guy, Sam. What a guy.
Now Iannicone steps in with a runner on first. Iannicone shows bunt. Pitch outside. Throw down to second. Not in time. Great job by George Van Deen. Looked like a good throw, but it kind of tailed off to the left a little bit at the end. Just a great jump by George Van Deen.
Yeah, really great jump, and now he's already in scoring position with no outs, and Iannicone, one of the best contact hitters on this team.
Now base hit scores. Van Deen most likely. Outfield playing way deep. Runner goes to third. Throw down. Bouncer not in time. George Van Deen has just swiped 2 bags in the 1 at bat. Maybe he can pull an Ellie De La Cruz and steal home. I doubt it, but, you never know.
Yeah, Sam, I don't know if our camera angle got it, but he was already halfway down the line before that pitch even got out of Quinn's hand.
Now, rip up the middle, a base hit. Iannicone taking his round around first. He'll stop, but an RBI single for Emilio Iannicone. Just a great piece of hitting by Iannicone, ripping that right over the head of the shortstop. Maybe if the shortstop jumps, he can make that play, but just better off to let him.
Yeah, Sam, I no doubt believe that Van Deen would have scored there from second, but made it a lot easier by stealing third and had a much shorter path home.
Now the complimentary runner on for Iannicone is Kyle Almond. Throwback to first. Not in time. But Kyle Almond, he signed with Catholic University today to play football. Myself, Ryan Sullivan, were at that signing day event in the middle of the Learning Commons. As that one's a bouncer shortstop. Looking for 2. Safe at first base.
Nice work from Patty Vezza to truck down that line and make it to first. Kyle Allman really stood no chance at making it to second, and his time on the base paths will end there.
Now up to the dish is Chris Grasso. 0 for 2 on the day. Grasso looking for a big AB. First pitch is lifted deep to center. Popped up. Second base side. He'll make the grab. That'll be 2 away in the inning. Now up, Will Ward. Will Ward already struck out twice today in his 2 ABs. Ward not that type of guy to strike out 2 times. So he'll definitely be jumping all over this first pitch from Quinn. As that one is low in the dirt. Ball 1. Ward, he's not a type of guy you want to get ahead of you in the count. Because like you said, he'll make you pitch, and he'll get one. Throw back to first. Not in time.
Yeah, Sam, the moment Will Ward sees what he likes, he's going to hit that far. So Quinn's got to be aware of that, and we might see him pitch around Ward a lot here.
Pitch to Ward, swung on, hits a right field, a base hit. Veza stationary at second base. Now 2 men on for Jack Keenan.
Sam, you know, Will Ward just showing why you don't want to give him anything to hit right there. Really nice piece of hitting and advances the runner first and second now with 2 outs.
Now Jack Keenan hoping to get a single. Single might score Veza. Veza has a pair of legs on him. Hits Keenan in the chest. He'll go to first. Now bases loaded for Danny Matthews. Man, that one looked like it hit his front arm, chest to his back arm.
Yeah, Sam, a second hit by pitch here tonight for the Prep, and that one, again, like the first one, not even close. I mean, that was really all over Keenan. He couldn't really move out of the way to get away from that.
First pitch to Matthews is way outside for a ball. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Danny Matthews up to the dish. Matthews looking to pull one down the right field line. Now the 1-0. Same exact pitch on the outside for ball 2.
Yeah, Sam, I think in the 5th we've really seen Quinn slowly start to lose his control, and I'd be a little bit surprised to see him come back out in the 6th, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said earlier in this game, this is a time where pitchers start to lose a little bit of their control. Now the 2-0. Same exact spot again. 3-0 to Danny Matthews. Matthews hoping to get an RBI without swinging the bat here. The 3-0. Ball 4. Danny Matthews with an RBI base on balls. The Prep have taken a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th.
Great work there from Matthews, just seeing out the walk, and honestly, that 4th pitch, I think me and you were both a little bit surprised. It looked in there at the top of the zone, but Quinn just misses, and we'll see if he'll stay in here.
Meeting on the mound for the Cardinal O'Hara Lions. Man warming up in the bullpen. Don't know if they'll change here. But Johnny Sittler will step into the dish. But Quinn will stay out there. Johnny Sittler comes up to the plate. Quinn's first pitch to Sittler. Just hits the outside part of the plate. Strike 1. Now the 0-1. Inside for a ball. Almost a second hit by pitch of the inning for Quinn.
Yes, Sam, nearly got him again. If Sittler doesn't move, that's definitely, he's wearing that one on the side.
Third pitch is fouled. Just gets out of the reach of the first baseman, Everett. Stierwalt over there at first. 6 and 8 are very similar numbers, especially with these dark uniforms on.
Yeah, definitely, and especially with the backdrop, a little darker out in right field. And I think it must be said, Sam, like just a beautiful night. It's gotten a little chilly now, but the backdrop, the scenery, it's a really great place to play, especially on a night game.
Now the 1-2. Ball in the dirt. 2-2 for Sittler. Bottom 5, 2 outs, bases loaded. The pitch. Bouncer to the pitcher. Throw down to first. It's in time. Cardinal O'Hara will strand the bases loaded for the Prep. And we'll take a quick break here on WSJP. We'll catch you at the top of the 6th. Back here on WSJP for the first half of the 6th inning. Grasso still out on the mound for the Prep. As that one's right back to him. Grasso flip over to first in time to get Clark. 1 pitch, 1 out for Chris Grasso.
Talk about efficient pitching, Sam, and all in one motion. Throws the pitch, hasn't even gotten out of his motion. Ball right back to him, throw down to first, and just a great start to this inning. And the Prep would love to see him go through to the 7th, especially with a busy week up ahead. They want to save pitchers, no doubt.
His first pitch to Everett is low and away. I mean, as you said, Grasso has just been so dominant today on the mound. Maybe gotten into a little bit of a jam last inning and 2 innings before that, which is a great job by getting out of it and staying composed. So that next pitch is strike right down the middle. The 1-1 in there for a ball. I mean, maybe if Iannacone holds on to that one, that'll be called a strike. I mean, I think we've seen already 3 times today where it would look like a strike, but Iannacone just closed the glove too early. Now the 2-1. Fouled back. Check swing, foul ball for Everett. Another one for Everett, I think, if he just unloads, it's going a far distance. But now it's 2-2. Grasso. Bouncer. Way foul into the dugout for Cardinal O'Hara. Grasso. The wind and the kick. Ground ball to Sittler. Sittler corrals it. Throws the first in time. 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning.
Great work by Grasso, just working the count and keeping it going as he gets another out. And efficient pitching, you know, he's not letting anyone on this inning, and he's getting these outs quick.
Genowitz now, catcher up for the Lions of Cardinal O'Hara. Grasso going quick, likes what he sees. The pitch right down the middle for strike one. The pitch, same spot, strike two. Grasso jumps on. Genowitz quick, 0-2. Grasso agrees with Iannacone. The pitch, upstairs for ball one. The 1-2. High for ball two. Looked like it might have snuck in there. Now the count even at 2. He kicks it and deals. Ball outside. Full count. Genowitz down 0-2 early. Now works a full count. Looking to get on base. Pitch. Fouled back. Great play. Over in the dugout.
Sam O'Hara not going away, keeping Grasso out there, and Grasso really just chasing that last strike to ring up one more batter and move on to the 7th.
Pitch is in there, called strike 3. Grasso will end the inning. 9th K of the day for Chris Grasso. All right, our upcoming games here on WSJP. Wednesday at LaSalle. Ryan Sullivan and Anthony Sorgi on the mic for that one. Thursday, Lacrosse Senior Day versus Roman Catholic. And then we have Saturday, maybe the baseball team's hardest test of the year versus Malvern Prep at Malvern Prep at 11 a.m.
Sam, 2 games that a lot of us have marked our calendars for. Obviously, that LaSalle game will be a real battle. 2 of the heavyweights of the PCL, one of the best leagues in the country, really. And then that Malvern game, Malvern, no doubt, one of the top teams in the state. Some would probably argue the best team in the state.
I mean, LaSalle and Malvern, both top 10 teams in the state. But I fully believe that this prep team, especially with Mirtu Rupertus on the mound for that game on Wednesday, that the prep could possibly win, could possibly shock a lot of people that follow PA baseball.
And I think this is a team, a prep team, that people really didn't, we knew they were going to be good, but they've really just shown us what they're made of. And this is a team that can really push to go far in the PCL and onward.
Yeah, a lot of people said in the beginning of the year that the prep can't hit. Their pitching will carry them. Pitching been a great part, but hitting has just been superb. Now a new pitcher in for Cardinal O'Hara, John Weddle, the quarterback for Cardinal O'Hara's football team. Senior going to Villanova for football. Comes into relief to face David Locker, second baseman for the prep today. And after him, it's George Van Deen. Then we're back to the top of the order with Emilio Iannacone. Locker awaits the pitch from Weddle. Low and away, 4-1. Locker up early, 1-0 the pitch. Same spot, lone away, 2-0. So I would like to say here on WSJP, the Flyers have now tied it with the Penguins. And now I'm getting where the Penguins just scored, but 3-0 count to Locker now.
Really great plate discipline here from Locker. We saw those first two pitches just miss on the outside corner, and again, that third pitch for the ball.
3-0. Outside ball 4. Locker on base now for the Prep. George Van Deen warming up. It's Coach Muth talking to the umpire. Don't know what it's about, but probably important. Now George Van Deen with a runner on. Trying to get his first hit of the day. Strike in there. Ganowitz looked like he just kind of launched the ball out of his glove hand, and tried to get a snapback throw to first, but could not. Runner goes from first. Pitch inside. No throw. Locker has a stolen base.
Yeah, Sam, you got to respect Navash's instincts. He was right that Locker was going to go and wasn't able to get him with a pitch like that. He really had no chance.
Weddle looks back to second. The pitch to Van Deen is in there for a strike. Van Deen with 2 strikes on him now. Needs to get into a little bit of a defensive stance. Pitch. Did he go? Yes. No. Yes, he did. So that would be a strike 3 on George Van Deen. Bit confused. Everybody was confused, I think. So now there is 1 out in the inning. Still a runner runner in scoring position for the Prep. Now back to the top of the order. Emilio Iannicone had a single his first time up. RBI single his first time up. Now Iannicone looking to replicate that swing. Fouls this one back into the netting. Pretty big lead at second base by David Locker. Pitch, swing and a miss. Locker will advance to third. He advances on a passed ball.
Great work from Locker to just move around the bases. Got to second. Now at third. Only 1 out. Even a sacrifice should get him in here.
Now the 0-2 out to Iannicone. Swung on, hit opposite field. Diving play. Runner tags from third. And he dropped it in right field. An RBI single. Second RBI of the day for Emilio Iannicone. I don't think Mancini needed to dive out there. But the Prep take a 4-0 lead.
It was always going to be a tough play out there in right for Mancini. He wouldn't have gotten Locker no matter what at home, but tough for him to just misjudge the drop of the ball there and allow Van Deen to get in on the single.
First pitch to Patty Vezza is in the right-handed batter's box. Allman comes in for Iannicone. Allman had a home run against Archbishop Ryan in the Prep's 7-0 victory. Now looking in the dugout, David Locker has on Coach Muth's big red furry coat. Muth had it on today during signing day. That is a big coat, Ryan. Chris, excuse me. I throw down to second. It pops up. Sorry, I was looking at you, Ryan, but I meant to say Chris.
Yeah, no doubt. A big coat, and I mean, I wasn't at signing day. You and Ryan were, so I understand where you're coming from. As we see Allman advance to second on the stolen base.
Weddle, set, looks back to second. The 1-2 count to Veza. Inside, ball 2. Now it's 2-all. Weddle looks back to second. The throw home is swung on. Hit deep to right center. Going back. And that'll get down into the gap. Veza rounding first, heading for second. Runner will score. Veza will hold up at 2. What a swing by Patty Veza. The Prep take a 5-0 lead. Still 1 out in the inning.
Great stuff there from Patty Veza. Ball right into the gap between right center and all the way to the wall, Sam. And that's a deep wall, probably about 400 feet.
Says there's a number out there. Looks like 343. That can't be 343. Ball inside. First pitch to Grosso. Weddle looks back to second. Deals. Ground ball to third. Throw over to first. It's laser. He'll get Grosso. 2 outs now in the inning. Runner does not advance. Now Will Ward steps up.
Sam, these Prep batters have been making good contact off of Weddle, and by that logic, Will Ward is not a guy you'd want to be facing right now.
Weddle looks back to second. Looks back again. Looks back a third time. Now it's low and away for Ward. Now, I'm not sure, different pitch mixes for Weddle, but it seems like every time he looks back, it's a different pitch. Now that next pitch is outside for ball 2. What I mean by a different pitch is that maybe when he looks back, he's throwing a fastball. When he throws back twice, maybe he's throwing a slider. That's kind of what I'm getting at here when he's looking back 2-3 times. Now the pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, Sam, I definitely think you're onto something here. I mean, we haven't even seen him throw. We haven't seen him throw the same pitch in a row twice yet, I don't believe. So maybe you're onto something. Maybe you need a job, with one of these big teams.
That one is in there for a strike. Ward knew he could have had that one. Now the 2-2 to Ward. That swung on. Hit deep to center. Under it, and they'll make the grab and end the inning. Prep strand a runner on second, and that'll do it for the 6th. We will go to the top of the second in just a few moments. Do not go anywhere. We are back here on WSJP from the start of the top of the 7th. Now, I want to give a hats off to Vinny Mancini for a wonderful walk-up song, as that first pitch is in there for a strike. Very Italian walk-up song. No, Ryan loves that. Now the next pitch is fouled back. 0-2 early. Coach Muth almost got the pop-up. Just dropped in front of him. Now Grosso. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got Mancini for his 10th K of the night.
Sam, what a night for Chris Grasso. We saw him go down in some innings, but he's worked back, and here he is going for that complete game shutout.
Now Thomas steps in for the Lions. First pitch in there for a strike. The 0-1. Called strike on the inside part of the plate. Beautiful pitch by Chris Grasso. Now the 0-2. Ball inside. In my head, I was secretly hoping for an immaculate inning, but that will not happen anymore. Almost. So close, Ryan. So close. Dude, I'm so sorry, Chris. I'm so sorry. The 1-2. Hits Thomas again in that same spot. We'll go to a little break here on WSJP. We are back here in WSJP after the injury timeout. Thomas looks good over at first. Grosso just a few more warm-up pitches.
Rough day for Thomas here, getting hit twice in the same spot on that left wrist.
I mean, Grosso just throws so hard. It's gotta stink. Now Steigerwald up for the Lions. Grosso looks back to first. Likes the pitch. Kick, steals. In there for strike one. Throw back to first. It's beauty, but Thomas just avoided the pickoff. Grosso. Sets, deals. Low in the dirt. Ball one. Nobody up in the bullpen for the prep. Grosso. Deals. He went around. That is strike two. On Steigerwald. The 1-2. Fouled back towards us off the knuckles.
These O'Hara batters got to be careful. That one, again, close to the wrist, and you know that's got to sting, especially a Chris Grosso fastball.
I mean, if Grosso's just been attacking inside of these righties all night. So if I'm a Cardinal O'Hara batter, I'm backing up just a little bit. Now, pitches outside. 2-all. Grosso looks back to first. Agrees with Iannicone. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Can't go anywhere. 2 outs in the inning. Coach Muth coming to take out Grosso. Danny Matthews going to come in a pitch, but I don't understand why you would take out Chris Grosso when he could go 7 innings scoreless. But Danny Matthews in to close us out. Sean Vaughn going to be up for the Cardinal O'Hara Lions.
What an outing for Chris Grosso, Sam. I mean, doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah.
11 strikeouts, 0 runs given up, only 1 hit. I mean,
Incredible.
unbelievable.
I mean, I understand maybe there was, a pitch count limit, but if I'm Coach Muth, I'm keeping him out there. I mean, last batter, 9-hole hitter. Maybe if he gets on base, you take him out, but Grosso was just so close to getting that complete game shutout. Only giving up 1 hit, but I have full trust in Danny Matthews that it'll be a quick AB, and the prep hopefully run away with the victory here at Rutgers Camden.
Yeah, I would definitely agree, though. I mean, Grosso would be facing his last batter, and we've seen him just work these guys so quickly and efficiently. Strikeout after strikeout, groundouts. He's really doing it all. So a little sad to see Grosso go out, not get that complete game shutout. But like you said, Danny Matthews comes in, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the prep get that victory on this at bat.
Now some defensive substitutions for the prep. Danny Matthews was in left field, so George Van Deen moves over to left field, and Kyle Ullman goes out to center. Danny Matthews, a .89 ERA, only 8 hits given up, over 15 and 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are only batting 154 off him, so Matthews is definitely a stud on the mound.
And Vaughn didn't see much against Grasso, so he might have trouble here again.
First pitch is outside, corner for a strike. Vaughn calls time. Anakin will go out to talk to Matthews. Maybe go over what their plans are for these next 2 strikes. Prep, Chris, have done a lot today. It was a great game. It's not completely over, but I'm kind of calling it.
Yeah, I mean, the offense, came out a little slow, but really picked up late.
Vaughn fouls that back to the track.
And the pitching, Sam, I mean, just what an outing. And Cardinal O'Hara, pretty unlucky to go up against 2 ACC hitters back-to-back in PCL, or ACC pitchers back-to-back in PCL play.
Matthews the kick. Fouls that one back off of the chest plate of Ianicone. As you said, Chris, back-to-back ACC pitchers, both two-way players. Both of them, both have a good shot for PCL MVP this year. So, if I'm Cardinal O'Hara, I'll take today as a win. Only letting up 5 runs. Now Matthews, the pitch. Vaughn rips this one to right field. And that'll do it. St. Joe's Prep have won their 3rd game in a row and have shut out Cardinal O'Hara 5-0. Chris, today was a great team win. For myself, Sam Salamone, my color analyst, Cristiano Forcina, producer, oh my goodness, Chris Colman. Dude, I was looking at Cristiano when I was doing. All right. Photos, Cristiano Forcina, producer, Ryan Sullivan, cameraman, Mark Jameson. Thank you. Good night.